Hey everybody, welcome back to the Flying Squid. Today I'm going to show you how to make a ring from a coin using a spoon.
The first obvious step in this process is to find yourself a coin, keeping a couple of things in mind. Current day quarters, if you look at the edge of them, you can see a thin line of copper, looks like, on the very edge of it. The reason for that is because this coin is made out of copper, and it's clad with nickel. That's what makes it shine on the outside. That will come into play a little while later. Most coins, quarters and 50-cent pieces minted before 1965 are silver through and through. Not 100%, I think it's something like 96% or a very high percentage anyhow of silver, which will affect the final look of the ring. Another thing that you want to consider is that everything on this surface in a circle around the outside of the coin will become the inner surface of the ring. So it will be the part that is against your finger on both sides. If you use this coin, for example, you're going to see 1997 and United States of America $quarter on the inside of the ring. The next step that I highly recommend at this point is finding the center and drilling the center of your coin. Best way to do that is put it in a corner, find yourself a 45, take a sharp blade or scribe of some sort, mark just through the middle of it, and then turn it a few degrees. Do the same thing again. Center punch that. I'm sure there's some sort of contraption made for holding a quarter in place on a drill press, but I don't have one. And if I had one of those contraptions, I wouldn't go burning my fingers with a hot quarter.
Legend has it that the origins of this technique were sailors on ships in World War II. Now if you're a sailor on a ship in World War II, chances are very good that you've got a sweetheart back home. When you get done with this doggone war, you're going to go home and marry her. What you don't have is a bunch of money or a place to go buy her a ring. What you do have at your disposal is a quarter. You have a galley that has spoons, and you're on a ship, and so you have lots of time at your disposal. Since I'm not a sailor on a boat in the middle of nowhere, I am fortunate enough to have my family not too far from here, and it is nighttime, so I've devised a bit of a silencer for my spoon here, because I'd like to keep my family happy at me rather than upset. So here you are. You have your spoon. A good spoon with a bit of weight is pretty handy. Take that quarter like so, and you start turning it and whacking the very edge of it. Now if you're making a lady's ring out of a quarter, you can pretty well count on something like about 2.5 hours worth of whacking this quarter with this spoon. If you are making a man's ring out of a 50-cent piece, well, it's a little bit more time than that. Much like when you're eating soup, the size of your spoon has a pretty big part to play in how long it takes you to do this. There are a few things that you can do to speed up the process, help things out a little bit. If you have it on your knee, you're not getting the full power into that quarter because your knee or your leg is squishy, some more than others. If you find a good piece of, I don't know, say an axe handle or the end grain of a 2x4 to support that, you get a lot more bang for your buck every time that you hit it. Here's the next way you can cheat. Get yourself a pencil, preferably a new one with a good flat eraser, a little bit of super glue, glue it into the middle of your quarter like so. Now once you get your axe handle stabilized, you can just roll it all day long without burning up your fingers on the quarter. Okay, so I'm about a half hour into this, a half hour of solid pounding, and it's starting to take shape, and so I thought that I would show you, give you a little bit of demonstration. Okay, there's an original quarter. Here's the one that we're beating on. It is now reduced in diameter by that, not much, but you'll see that it's considerably wider now than the original was. Now we're getting pretty close to having it down to the right size. This is about the time we start talking about sizing. What I recommend is to figure out what size the finger of the recipient of this gift is. Find an item that measures the same as their size of finger, and then use that item to gauge whether you're there or not. If by chance you happen to use something oddball like a socket to gauge that person's finger, I would recommend that you exercise caution when telling them that. My wife's ring finger is the same size as a half-inch deep socket. I discovered that many moons ago, and I told her. She has not yet let me hear the end of it. Once you get it down to the desired size, all that's left is to drill it out and put some polish on it.
And after a bit of jeweler's rouge on all surfaces, here's the finished product. You can read on the inside of there, United States of America, $quarter. On the other side, 1997, and Liberty.
So if you like this video, please click the thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't done so already, as well as share it on your Facebook timeline. That seems to get a lot of attention. So I appreciate your time, folks. Thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.